Bonsoir. I kept umming and ahhing about whether to do a reading today or not, but I keep getting this strong feeling that I should, so I'm just going to do it. Merry Christmas to everyone, or even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you've been having a nice day. If you're feeling lonely, I hope you still found a way to get through this day. It can be quite hard for a lot of people this time of year, so my love goes out to you all. That being said, let's get this collective message out, shall we? So what is this message about, please? Actually, no, I'm going to get an angel card first to start this off. I feel like I've been called to do that lately, where I get one at the beginning and one at the end. So what is the opening message for this collective, please? Opening message for this collective. Divine timing. I just heard you versus them. Maybe I'm supposed to do a you versus them. So what you're currently feeling versus what they're currently feeling. What you think's going on and what's really going on. Yeah, let's do that. But anyway, so you've got divine timing here. I have the books here. Divine timing. Pay attention to the doors that are opening and shutting for you right now. Walk through doors that open and learn from the doors that shut. Your prayers are being answered. There is no doubt about that. However, everything operates according to the universal laws of divine timing. This means that certain pieces of the puzzle must first fall into place so that other parts can come to fruition. If you try to skip or rush certain pieces or parts, the whole plan will lack a solid foundation. Don't try to force open any doors that appear closed to you. Instead, ask your angels for guidance to see if the door is closed because of negative expectations or if it's simply a sign of divine timing. Look for other doors that do open and walk through them with faith and gratitude. That's a nice opening message. So there's something, perhaps there's something that you, that just fell. Straight away, I'm sensing that this collective, or you could be cross-watching, whoever's watching, I feel as though this message is, you're seeing it because there is something that isn't happening in the timing that you expected it to, or something is taking longer than you wanted it to, and either it's making you doubt that it's ever going to come to be, or like making you think I'm crazy, this isn't ever going to come in, and am I delusional? With also panicking at how long it's taking and wondering why it's not here yet. But I'm seeing that movie Sliding Doors with, I think it's Gwyneth Paltrow, and it's like she's always just missing him, but they're always connected, and then the right timing, they cross the same path. Another movie that comes to mind is Serendipity. I forget the actress's name. It's got John Cusack in it though. I think it's John Cusack. Anyway, so they meet, and then the whole rest of the movie is them trying to find their way back to one another. And divine timing brings them back together eventually. But you always kind of see how they lose hope or think that they're crazy, that the connection wasn't as strong as they must have thought it was, or the time it takes for something to come back around makes them feel like they're delusional. So that was a bit of a long intro, sorry guys, but there's a theme around that, feeling like something that you want or someone that you want. My light just flickered. The timing of it is bothering you. So if you have been in separation from someone, which the fact that I'm called to do a you versus them, clearly you're in separation from someone. But if it's been a long period of separation and it's creating a lot of doubt in your mind now, where you might have even gone through phases where you were okay with the timing, but then something's hit you recently, perhaps even this holiday period where memories are coming up, where you wish you could be sharing this time of year with this significant other, and they're not back in your life, that you're missing them. It's that vibe of like, I just want them to come back. I want to share the rest of our lives together. Where are they kind of feeling? So let's get into it. Twin flames, when you know, you know. Heart chakra, that's too many though. So I have to laugh. It's so silly that I still get shocked when these come out, but at least it's still fun. It's still fun. Twin flames, when you know, you know. And straight away I saw Serendipity. I feel like putting that on now. Maybe you just watched Serendipity, or you've been thinking about watching Serendipity, or Sliding Doors. But that's making me want to watch that movie. There is so much happening in the background, and I'm hearing 1 to 2 years. So if you've been in separation with someone for a few years, like you two haven't even, maybe it's even been a long time since you've had a conversation with this person, like a couple of years. That's what's making you feel crazy, because you're just thinking, they must be over me by now. They probably don't even think about me, and here I am sitting here pining after them, and they don't even think of me. Meanwhile, the universe is saying this is a twin flame connection. Sparkle. So perhaps there's something about you that's really glowing up right now. This might even not feel like you right now. Like you don't see yourself having glown up or seeing yourself sparkle, but there's something different about you right now. And perhaps that's also why you're questioning. It's kind of like, I've been on this healing journey. I've tried to be patient. I don't even know what to believe in anymore, because this person hasn't come back. Are they ever going to come back? Did I put a label on them that I shouldn't have? But the way that you're actually appearing to others is quite different to how you're seeing yourself. I don't necessarily think it's that you don't see your worth. Like, you know that you deserve happiness, but I don't think you're fully seeing how much you've changed or evolved or grown, and not just physically, but internally. But you're radiating right now. You're definitely in this Empress energy, and it's radiating out of you. You might even be noticing that random people are coming up to you. Compliments are coming out of left field for you. You're just noticing odd things but they're not negative odd things. They're just, for instance, strangers coming up and just starting a conversation with you, or telling you you're beautiful, or just saying something, like having a nice chat with someone, and you're like, where did they come from? What the hell? Things like that are reflecting to you the glow that you're radiating right now. Okay, distance. So you're at a physical... That could also be part of what's making you feel delusional, because if you're at a physical distance from this person, and this, just like in my Cosmic Insights deck, those two distance cards, because it's like showing a map, and it's like, it's a long distance. So to me, these particular ones always reflect to me that there's actually like air travel involved in... That's how much distance there is between you. It's not you could drive to them maybe, but this is something where there's significant physical distance. So this could also be something that plays on your mind, that if you haven't talked to this person in a couple of years, you still wonder about them every day. You still wonder when they're coming back, and then thinking, well, there's physical distance. How could we ever make this work? Or there's physical distance, and I haven't talked to this person in so long. Am I delusional? Because there's so much physical distance and it's been so long. I'm sitting here wanting them back. They've probably moved on with their life. I keep hearing that. So I do think that this is a concern for you. The universe is saying here that you have significant... Oh, it's blacking out. Hang on. All right, so this is what the message is about. So you're at a distance from your twin flame. Physically distance, and obviously with the messages that I'm getting right now, there's definitely been a long time since you've had contact with this person. But through this, it's like the twin flames with the distance, and in between is this sparkle card. To me, it feels as though the time away from this person, you have had a glow up, and you're now in your Empress energy. And even though, yes, you're having doubts about this connection and questioning the timing and all that sort of thing, overall, your energy is radiating. And you're getting signs of that right now. But I don't think you're fully aware of how much you're glowing. All right, twin flames. Okay, so you always, I think this is where the trust for your intuition comes in. Because you, I think, came not the conclusion, you know that this person's your twin flame, your divine counterpart, but I think you've been questioning your intuition because of the timing here, because of how long you've been in separation from this person, how long it's been since you've actually conversated, and the distance. You're now doubting the intuitive downloads that you've gotten and your intuitive feelings about what this person really is to you. You know that they're your twin. You know that they're your divine partner, but you're questioning it. That it's the time. It's all to do with the timing and the lack of. There's not been any communication to. Basically, what I'm feeling is you haven't seen the evolution of this person at all. Like how you've clearly evolved. But your higher self, your connection to the divine has always confirmed for you, whenever you've asked for confirmation even, that is this person my twin flame or am I crazy? They've given you the confirmation, yes, this is your twin. But because the timing keeps passing, your ego then goes, hang on, is it? So just trust that your higher self isn't misguiding you. Sparkle, oh, passion. Maybe as well, this is chemistry and desire, but for that to confirm sparkle, I think this kind of, I'm hearing two things. One, that physically you're looking quite beautiful, quite handsome, whoever's watching, but also, and like glown up physically, but also the way that you carry yourself, you now, maybe if you were quite shy in the past, you've also grown up internally in the sense that how you put yourself out into the world, maybe what you post on social media, for instance, whatever it is, you're quite passionate, you're quite, you have maybe strong opinions on things, or you really feel strongly about certain things, and you actually reflect that and put it out, and you're quite sure of yourself, and that passion shows out of you. And as well, I'm seeing you are looking good, but it's like there's something about you that it's that magnetic pull, like drawing this person back in. You're heavily desired, and I don't think just from your twin flame. I think you might even look like you would have lots of options as far as people courting you. I just heard that could be intimidating for this person, the one that you see as your twin flame, but we'll keep going. Distance. Okay, so the distance, the physical distance that was put here caused you to feel abandoned. The person that, so maybe if you had to move to one another at different stages in the connection, and then you had to move back home again. Whatever the situation is that put physical distance between you two, it left you feeling like this person cut and run and really left you abandoned with no, with a lot of unanswered questions, basically. And I think that that's then what makes you question the timing, the distance, the lack of communication, how this person left you or how this person ended things, putting in the physical and emotional distance here. Why am I still holding on to them? Maybe it's a trauma bond and they're not my twin flame. It's the ego constantly questioning this. Time and space, that's the thing. I think even at certain stages, you've probably felt like, yeah, time and space was needed. And this is obviously all divinely orchestrated so that we could both have our own time and space away from each other so that we can grow and learn and evolve, which you have been doing. But again, it's the timing and the lack of communication plus the physical distance is making you feel like you're crazy and that it was never time and space, that you were just delusional the whole time. So let's get into it. And dreams, they might be appearing in your dreams. And this is also when I haven't had this pairing in a while. Whenever I used to get these two, it always made me think like this is written in the stars. It's fated for you two to be in each other's lives. It's not over yet. But twin flames, when you know, you know. All right, so let's see. What are your feelings right now? So we're going to do what your feelings are right now. Sorry, I was just trying to decide which deck to use. What your feelings are right now. And then we'll get what you think is going on. What is this collective's feelings about this twin flame connection, please? Oh, another card about glowing up. So you are really looking good right now. Number 31, overcoming illness and negativity. So maybe you've been working really hard on that, but feeling confident and being on the right path in life. That's good. Connecting with others, positive vibes, and a new phase in life. I'm working on myself every day. I hope to improve spiritually and emotionally to become a better person that deserves you. I don't think it's that you don't think you deserve this person. I think it's more that you've been trying to use this time apart wisely that's going to make you the best version of yourself. I'm slowly moving forward in my life and I hope to reunite with you one day. False flame. This is the doubt. So you're thinking this is a false flame, not a twin flame. You may think you found the one, but they wouldn't cause you so much stress if they were. Wake up and realize our connection is the real deal. So this is where you're battling your mind and your intuition. You're saying if this was the one, they wouldn't stress me out so much. But your higher self, your divine connection is saying, wake up and realize our connection is the real deal. So you're battling your heart and your mind when it comes to this. You're getting confirmation that this is your twin flame, but then you're second guessing it. Number 70, causes you emotional distress and creates conflicts. So that's making you doubt the connection because it created stress and conflicts in the past. So could this really be my twin flame? But that's the thing. A lot of time, it's a fact. Twin flame, well, I can't really say it's a fact, can I? I'm getting all over the place. But that's what the twin flame journey is. You will mistake them as a karmic, as a toxic partner, because it does feel toxic, because they're reflecting all the places that you need to grow in your life, all the wounds that you've been neglecting, healing for a long time. You would have done the same for this person. You would have reflected wounds that they had been ignoring their whole life that they need to work on. And so it would appear to anyone looking in, that's such a toxic relationship. But the reality is that you're showing each other where there's some significant healing that needs to be taking place, and that's what this time and space is needed for. No one's going to wake you up the way a twin flame will. You are unsure of their feelings towards you. That's exactly what I was saying, and you give more than they do. Okay, let's keep going. Dark night of the soul. And reinvention, that's good. Okay, so dark night of the soul, number 3. I'm fighting my demons and re-examining my actions. It is life-altering and also extremely painful at times. I fight against the changes, but I know it must happen for me to evolve. Excellent. Dark night of the soul is very hard. I've been through it, and you get to points where you want to check out of this life. It's not an easy thing to go through. It's very confronting and it's very painful. But when you get through to the other side, you find that it's created this deep shift within you. It even says here, personal and deep development of oneself. An extremely difficult and painful period. But it enhances your awareness of your identity. And then reinvention. So it's like after the dark night of the soul, you were reinvented. Metamorphosis of mind and spirit, number 69. Changing oneself into something better, and that's the glow up. Working on shadow aspect and becoming aware of strengths and weaknesses. I'm trying to reinvent myself and release the old me. I took you for granted, disappointed you, and deserted you when you needed me the most, putting in physical and emotional distance. I want to come back stronger so I can build something better with you. So this collective, you, the collective, feel like you abandoned this person and caused them to have to put physical distance between the two of you. So the no contact or the no communication could be more so from your end. And then we've got masquerading on the bottom. I'm wearing a mask by appearing happy and serene in front of others. When I am alone, I think about you and realize I was my true, authentic self when I was with you. Number 10. And you've got divine masculine underneath that. So, great source of power. I haven't seen that before. I never understood what people meant when they used the term power couple. However, since meeting you, I realized how much positive change we can create together. So I think you, the collective, are the divine masculine in this dynamic. I'm working on my divine masculine side. I need to be more assertive, confident, and speak up for myself. I can no longer bow out of things and situations when I become fearful, but fight for what I love, and that is you. So I think that as well is why, especially if opinions was a big problem here, if opinions got to you when it came to this connection, especially when conflict and stress was at its peak, and so people outside of the connection, like I said, when people are looking in and they think it's toxic and you're always having problems and you two just aren't good for each other, and those opinions affected you and caused you to walk away from this connection, but ultimately you needed to work on yourself. Okay, so what do you think is going on right now? Let's get into it. I'm going to get tarot for this bit. What do you think is going on right now in this connection? And it could even be that you've seen your feminine glow up and you're realizing, or you're worrying now that they've surpassed you and that you're either too late especially with the timing here. If it's been so long since you've talked to them, or you're worrying about the time it's been, you could think that this person has moved on without you, and that it's too late to come back. But you want to bring them in an offer. But I think that you feel that this person has manifested a brand new life without you in it. You could be thinking that they're better off without you. But I think as well, you're trying to focus on your financial stability. Six of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. This is about quick communication. And Six of Pentacles is about equal give and take, sharing, generosity, and reaching out. And for reaching out to be followed by the Knight of Swords. But the only thing is, Knight of Swords comes in quickly, but it's like you come rushing in, but then you leave just as quick. So if you have a habit of being quite impulsive, or you act on impulse and then freak yourself out, like, so say for instance you were to reach out to this person and then you freaked out and then blocked them, or you freak out and you just ghost again or something like that, because you suddenly get this pull to do it and then you freak yourself out and you back off. That's something that clearly is a pattern here, and I think that you're reflecting on that. I think you're reflecting on perhaps the fact that you took more from this person than you gave back, and that you want to balance this connection, or you're hoping that this connection can be balanced, but wanting to be financially stable but also emotionally available to do that. I think finances are definitely a concern for you here. How you make your pentacles, like your career. Six of Cups, 6-6. This is another card about returning. So reaching out to this person and reuniting is heavily on your mind right now. I mean, obviously you're watching this, but I think you're remembering how much abundance you had when you were with this person. Maybe your finances were the most stable they'd ever been when you were together with this person, and you were planning a future together, and then it crumbled, obviously. But you want to reignite this with this person, but you want it to be better than before. You want to come in and create the life that you guys had talked about doing in the past, but that it didn't come to fruition. You want it to come to fruition now. You want a new chance at love with this person. You're very nostalgic about the good parts of the connection. Six of Pentacles. This to me feels like someone who's very eager to reconnect. Eight of Cups. Walking away. And this is traveling too, and don't forget this distance. So, and this is also about abandonment. So I think you're going over the fact that this person, when they think of you, that they must think about how you abandoned this connection, how you walked away and you were so cold and detached when you did it. The fact that physical distance had to be put between the two of you, and that they had to walk away and let you go. And perhaps your biggest concern is knowing that this person gave so much to the connection and then in the end had to walk away. It's like you're playing out in your mind all the things that you did wrong, so to speak, in the ending of this, and that this must be when this person thinks of you, when your divine feminine thinks of you, they probably only think of all the negatives. But you have a desire for more with this person. And there's an element as well of, if you have to travel to be with them, letting go of the life that you think you've built or have built up again during this time apart. But ultimately, if you see a future with them, and if your nostalgia of them reminds you how stable you had things when you were with them, then what could you possibly be giving up by trying again with them? Does that make sense? All right, Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. So they look stable to you. They look like they're grounded, that they've really gotten their life together, that they've really made a home for themselves since then. They could look, if you're looking in on them, I definitely think that this is how you're seeing them. In that Empress era, in that glow, in that they're radiating. And I think that's what's creating the fear in your mind. Have I left it too long? Is it too late? But Knight of Pentacles, it's like you can see there's so much about abundance here when it comes to this person. It's like you can visualize in your mind what the two of you could have. Again, it's that power couple, what you two could build together. But as well, having a fear that this person gets a lot of attention. Maybe that's something that triggers you, that they're financially independent. Why would they need you? And maybe even concerning yourself with maybe you don't have what it takes to be their partner. That Nine of Pentacles, and that's the problem a lot of divine masculines have, is that they feel like the only way they can serve the feminine is by being this mega rich guy that just takes care of everything. Yes, you need to provide and make the feminine feel safe, but that's more about being emotionally available, where it's like, I've got you, everything's going to be okay, and you can give that reassurance, and they don't have to feel, they can feel safe in the knowledge that you've got their back and that they're safe with you. And then also feeling like you're fulfilling your purpose so that you're contributing and providing for your family. But to me, it feels like you're very concerned about Pentacles and what you can bring to this Queen of Pentacles life. If she's already got her life together and everything's going smoothly for her, what can I bring? What can I add to her life? Is she better off without me? It's like that kind of mindset. So let's get into this Queen and see what her actual feelings are when it comes to you. Actually, no, I'm going to get these first. What is going on for the Divine Feminine right now? Manifest. So she's focusing on manifesting what she wants. Tell the universe exactly what you want. Patience, there it is. It's been a long time here, and that's your concern. So to me, it seems like she's trying to be patient and she's waiting for her ships to come in. Just a few more months. Good things come to those who wait. No, it's not the right time. I actually think that you're mirroring in a way. She's looking at it as in it's never just, it's like just how you're thinking, have I left it too long? Especially with communication. If you two haven't talked in a while, it's like she's in the energy thinking that you just must not be interested anymore. You have no plans to come forward. That's what I'm getting. But they'll be back. I want to get the spirit animal deck for this. Get what their current energy is and what your current energy is. Health. So they could really be focusing on their physical. And that might be even why they're looking like they've blown up, because they've really been working on their physical health, whether they've been trying to lose weight or gain weight. Their mental health, they've really been trying to manifest a clear mind and a more substantial life for themselves by being healthy, mind, body, and spirit. And they may have had health issues during this separation that you're not aware of. Patience. Sexuality. Someone is still figuring themselves out. So sexuality may very well be something that they were trying to figure out what their preferences were. I heard that for a reason, but also just in general, figuring out their life, what they want and what they want it to look like. Earth sign, so they could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, this Queen of Pentacles, which makes sense. Queen of Pentacles, that's Earth. So she could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but they're trying to trust their intuition right now. I think where you're worried about the timing and if you've left it too long or if it's too late to reach out, whereas they're trying to trust that even though there's been so much time here, that they're still hoping or they're still trying to manifest for these things to come back in. And that could even be as well why you might be having dreams of this person, because they've been trying to manifest you. So what's really going on? Actually, no, first I want to let's get their feelings for you with this deck first. What is the Divine Feminine's feelings when it comes to the masculine, please? And then we'll get what's really happening, like from a bird's eye view. Feminine's feelings for the masculine, please. So there is a memory here from June 21st to August 5th is a memory that they're heavily going over right now. Birthdays, arguments, breakups, makeups, anniversaries, proposals, whatever it is, there's a significant memory between June 21st and August 5th that this feminine is heavily in their head about when it comes to you. Courage. I don't care what it takes, how long it takes, who I upset, I'm going to return to you one way or another. And that could be why they're trying to maintain their strength when it comes to the potential of you two coming back together. Trying to stay strong in the face of the timing here and the physical distance between you two. Number 53, and this is 100. Those numbers could be significant. Triggered. So that's probably this memory. Whatever this memory is between June 21st and August 5th, it's triggering them right now. I get so emotional when your name comes up or when I see something that reminds me of you. You triggered something inside of me that caused me to feel uncomfortable in my own skin. I don't understand these emotions, number 77. So something you did in that time period made them feel very disposable, very unsure of who they were, or they might have felt you may have made them feel unattractive, like they weren't desirable. But there's definitely a memory here. But people and places remind them of you. Panics, feels overwhelmed, cries, acts out, withdraws or reacts defensively. Strong, uncomfortable, emotional reaction to something that wouldn't ordinarily cause that response. But when it comes to you, whatever these particular memories are, it triggers that kind of emotion in them. Number 77. I just heard as well, there could be a memory around, I can't say it, but what is in the picture here. Something about that thing. Pisces. So to confirm courage, you've got a Pisces. So there could have been a Pisces involved here that's part of this memory that they're going over. number 93, but I had an idealistic view on what relationship would look like. You challenged that perspective and made me question my whole value system. I didn't understand what you were trying to teach me, but I do now. So they've definitely learned from you. Just like how you're nostalgic about the stability you shared with this person, I think that they do reflect on the things that you taught them during this connection. I think you both learned from each other. They could be a Pisces as well, or it could just be heavily in their chart. Creative, intuitive, empathetic, kind, generous, romantic, mystical, gentle. But they can have extreme emotions or be an escapist. So perhaps I'm actually seeing this as well as for this to confirm courage. I actually think this person, what they've developed through having this connection with you, is finding their inner voice, finding their courage. So if this is someone that was prone to withdrawing and not knowing how to speak up, or being shy or not confident about what they had to say or their opinions, you encouraged that courage in them. You brought out that side of them that made them feel more confident. But then at the same time, it's like you gave them that confidence, but then you take it back. It's like, because whatever this memory is, they're triggered by it. All right, let's get some information on this. What is this memory, please? What is this memory in regards to, please? Yeah, insecurities. In this time period, June 21st to August 5th, you did things to create insecurities in this person. Perhaps they could sense that this connection was coming to an end. You were acting funny and they were picking up on, this is the thing, especially with Pisces here. If they're very intuitive and they can sense things energetically, even if you were trying to on the surface look like nothing was wrong, they were picking up on something. And your behaviors, the way you spoke to this person, the way you treated them, really damaged their self-esteem. If you really knew who I was and how I felt, you may not love me anymore. I'm afraid you'll reject me if I show you who I really am. But I think that it's more that when they were in their lowest and they were needing a secure partner to make them feel secure, you weren't that. But something in that time period really sticks out to them that reminds them of how insecure you made them feel. Really made them question their worth, which then would make sense as to why you're seeing them now glowing up and radiating this Empress energy, because in this time apart, they've had to learn to find self-love again because you really damaged their self-esteem and made them feel like they weren't worthy of your love. And that is also why, if you're seeing them looking good now, have I left it too long? But can I even bring anything substantial to their life because of what happened here? So the negative things that are playing on your mind, you're energetically actually picking up each other's feelings about this. Balancing. So because of the triggers, they've been working hard on balancing their emotions. I'm trying to balance the scales of my life and our connection. And I think they really felt like that you used them for your own benefit, that it was unhealthy and that you treated them unfairly. I definitely think they expect an apology. Understanding what you put in, you get out, karmic justice. So there's that as well. I think they feel like the things that you did to them, the way you treated them, I think they wonder, did you get karmic payback for what you did to this person? Let me just get one more. Ego driven, so they think that you're led by your ego. Your pride and your ego held you back and stopped you from being your authentic self. I'm afraid you'll reject me because I fear I'm not good enough for you. My self-confidence was just a facade. So again, your lack of self-confidence, you projected that onto them and made them feel like they weren't good enough for you, when in reality you were thinking you weren't good enough for them, but you made them feel that way. Because it's got an element of feeling, yeah, you're in separation, we already know that, but I think that they're trying to separate themselves from the triggers right now. I think they're very much focused on healing the parts of them that created the insecurities, the parts of them that perhaps they considered themselves anxiously attached, whereas you might have been an fearful avoidant or just an avoidant in general. Clearly, because when things got too stressful, it imploded. And I think this person's heavily reflecting on the fact that you ran away when things got hard and left them having to build themselves back up again from the bottom, because whatever this time period brings up for them really caused them to have to build up their self-esteem again. I'm hearing thrown away, like this person felt you just threw them away. So what's really going on in this connection? What does this collective need to know right now? And to me, that all feels like if you were to go back in and apologize and take accountability and actually put the time and effort into rebuilding, that this is the thing, when people are kind of cowardly and don't take the time to address the issues and face the consequences for their bad behavior, there's never going to be any growth, because you have to face the consequences and then you grow through that. Number 8. I've never felt love like this before. The depth of it can be so inspiring but also overwhelming. I long to sweep you off your feet and shower you with my love. Number 7. And number 11. That whole top row is romantic messages. When I look into your eyes, I see the universe and it activates me. What is this collective? Karmic ties. I'm struggling with codependency. I'm afraid to let go of my old coping mechanisms. 2nd of August or 8th of February. Another romantic message. I've never had so many romantic messages before. Number 5, I daydream about you. Sometimes it's sexual, other times I visualize our future together. I was going to get spirit animals, wasn't I? I'll do that next. Whoa. Because of you, I'm starting to see what's really important in life. Number 9. So 11th of September or 9th of November. Number 2, timing and intentions. There are subconscious fears affecting our ability to attract love and abundance. The universe is helping us to make them conscious so we can easily attract what we want, including each other. 11 again, you've got 11, 2nd of November, 11th of February. February is important too. Love like ours can change the world. And number 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 romantic messages. I feel the sexual energy between us, yet it's beyond physical attraction. It needs to be elevated to the expression of deep, unconditional love, with timing and intentions on the bottom. Surrender brings us together faster than resistance. I think your resistance is actually energetically creating them to be triggered right now, because it's your running. You're running from this connection. Your fear of reaching out and connecting again and reuniting is you running. And you running energetically, they can feel that and they're being triggered. It's triggering those abandonment wounds again. Okay, so let's get these. I want to get unspoken messages, but from the feminine to the masculine. Before I do unspoken messages, I'm going to get these freaking spirit animals. So what is the feminine's current animal? What is her current energy, please? The divine feminine's current energy, please. Oh, that's my favorite card, the sea serpent. I just think it's so pretty. What is the masculine's current energy, please? What is the divine masculine's current energy? Whoa. I was not expecting that. The masculine, you got unicorn. And these are both spirit, like the deck's all animals, and then there's a bunch of special cards that have these circles up the top. Instead of it being an element, it's got these like kind of rainbow foil circles up the top, because these are the spirit cards out of the deck. This is a very special connection. You've both gotten spirits. Wow, okay. So yeah, at the back of the book, you've got the rest are animals, and they're all linked to elements like water, air, earth, fire. And then there's these spirit ones at the back, which are the different chakras. So the sea serpent is, I believe it's the throat chakra. Oh no, it's the, yeah, I thought the second chakra was the, oh no, the second chakra is the, goes root, sacral, so it's the sacral chakra, like her womb area. The sea, which is, anyway, the sea serpent represents the energy of expression, healing emotional wounds. So that's the thing as well. If she's being triggered right now, perhaps she's recognizing that something about that time period is triggering her, and she's trying to balance herself and learn how to move through those emotions without having these over-the-top reactions. And as well, that confidence, that courage to speak their mind, perhaps that's something that you also taught them in this connection too, that if they have desires to express them, maybe they were quite suppressed when it came to saying things that they actually wanted, and you brought that out in them. When you want something, tell me so I know, that kind of thing. That might have been something that they weren't so good at when you were together. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. This so makes sense for how they're glowing right now, and they're in that Empress energy. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment, and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives and in other places if it floods. In other places it floods, sorry. It's important to remember no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true nature. So I think that this feminine lacked the ability to express what they wanted in the relationship or what they needed, or maybe the way they communicated it wasn't in the best way, and they've been learning how to do that, and I think they're coming into balance of that. The subtle energy of the sea serpent occupies the area of, located deep within the pelvic bowl. This chakra is known as our center of creativity and desire, and it's associated with the water element. I also just heard something about sexuality, especially that card, sexuality, someone is still figuring themselves out. I feel like there's a shame wound around sexual desires, perhaps this feminine as well. It's like she was very... I just heard celibate too, so she perhaps has been celibate since you two went into separation, and there's a shame wound, I believe, around enjoying sex. Like there's a shame around that. This translates as in her own abode, indicating this chakra is the home of the Divine Mother or Kundalini herself. So I think she's actually gone through a huge transformation. As of you, clearly, you're showing up as the unicorn. That's insane. So the unicorn is the 6th chakra, which is the 3rd eye. So that's that was in the very first deck, trusting your intuition that this is your twin flame. When you know, you know. You've always known, but you've kept doubting it, and you've gone in and out. Heart and mind, heart and mind. Reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity, trusting your higher consciousness, your connection to the divine. It's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? This is exactly what you've been doing. Was this connection even real? There's so much time, there's so much physical distance. Is this all in my head? You see this person as a unicorn. Was this even real? Did this actually happen or not? You may have even questioned if this person was genuine because you'd never met someone like that before, someone so pure-hearted and genuine that you were suspicious of it. You saw them as a unicorn, like you can't possibly be real, so you must be manipulating me. Perhaps long ago, the mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. So that's your wavering belief in this twin flame journey. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn, and you have begun your quest for the answers. It's no surprise the subtle essence of the unicorn card resides at the 3rd eye, the exact place from which the unicorn's horn extends. This center is called the Ajna Chakra, or command center. The ancient yogis believed it to be responsible for our intellect, intuition, and deepest wisdom. Some say our 2 eyes see the past and the present, while this 3rd eye peers into the future. And that again speaks to how I was saying before, you can see an abundant future with them, but you keep going in and out of belief. You need to trust what you've seen in your mind's eye. All right, so let's get these messages. So the first deck I'm gonna get the feminine, what they want to say to you, and then I'll get this other deck for what you want to say to them. So what does the feminine wish she could say to the masculine, please? What does the feminine wish she could say to the masculine? I want to make things right between us. I still believe we can fix things. I feel betrayed by what you did. So again, there's something you you would know. You would know straight away what you did to betray this feminine. I haven't given up on us. So even though they feel betrayed by you, they still have hope for you and them to reunite. I feel betrayed by what you did. I haven't given up on us. I can't stop thinking about the mistakes I made. So they're reflecting on the mistakes they made in the connection too. It's not that they think that they're blameless and they didn't do anything wrong, but certainly they are reflecting on things that they wish they'd handled better maybe. I'm waiting for the right moment to reach out. So I'm a bit torn because that's to confirm I feel betrayed by what you did. So I actually think that they are expecting you to reach out because of the betrayal here and the abandonment. But I think they sometimes contemplate, should I reach out to you? But I think they've reached a point where they don't want to chase you anymore. Yeah, I want to reach out, but I'm scared. So both of these are about wanting to speak to you, but feeling, I actually think you're both mirroring, thinking that each other has moved on and you haven't. I'm sorry I wasn't the person you needed. That's the insecurities. You made this person feel like you weren't right for them, that they were toxic, that they weren't your person, and made them feel like, what's wrong with me? Why aren't I enough for you? They still have an element of that, and it probably won't. Yes, there's a degree of needing to give yourself closure in the end, but there's nothing like the person coming back and apologizing and saying that you were never enough. I just wasn't what you needed then, and I don't think you will, as in we needed this time apart basically, but I'm sorry that I made you feel like you weren't enough. You were always enough, like really apologize. I can't let go of the resentment I feel. So I think there's something around this memory and the betrayal that they feel something you did really made them question your loyalty, I believe. Alright, so what do you want to say to them then? What does the Divine Masculine want to say to the Divine Feminine, please? And then we'll get what your next action should be, what they advise you to do next. Others' opinions. This is what I said in the very beginning. I feel bound by my culture and my family's beliefs on how I should live my life. I'm working towards breaking free from limiting myself based on their beliefs. Their opinions of your person and the connection you two shared wasn't helpful, wasn't healthy, but you listened to it. You were too impressionable by friends and family's opinions, especially if you spoke not nicely of your feminine. Gaslighting you. I have been lying to you and gaslighting you. You weren't crazy, you were right. I just wasn't strong enough to admit it. So they definitely called you on some things, some bad behaviors, and perhaps caught you in some lies that you denied at the time, or tried to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal, and then criticized them for overreacting, which then led them to feel insecure. Not nice. But in saying that, other people's opinions plus gaslighting them, at least you're aware this is the stuff you need to take accountability for and become clean about, so that it shows that you're actually willing to make changes. There's definitely things that you need to be upfront about and clear the air about. Missing you. Obviously you miss them. I miss you. I wish things were different. Yes, it might seem scary, but what's wrong with reaching out and saying, I miss you? Ego gets gets in the way a lot with these things. Let the past go. Can we rewind time and go back to before we were both broken down by life? Our pasts hold us back from our future, and that's to confirm other people's opinions. So it's reminding me of that Eight of Cups. You need to let go of the past, as in your family and your friends that had too much influence over your opinions or even enabled your bad treatment of this person. Walk away from that. And there's definitely travel involved here, so maybe moving away from these people is what's best for you. But these opinions, culture, beliefs in general is holding you back from this person right now. And yes, you're trying to break free from it, but you're not fully there yet. Gaslighting you. Whoa. Your perfection. Your beauty amazes me, and I'm not sure how I attracted someone like you, but I'm forever grateful. My dreams, there you go. Confirmation, you've been dreaming about them. And that's to confirm missing you. I've been dreaming about you. In my dreams, we are so free and in love. I wish I could stay there forever. And I'm sorry. Perfect. You know you need to make, apologies are needed here. I hate how much I've hurt you. I'm so sorry for all the pain I've caused. You didn't deserve any of it. I will say this. Yes, other people's opinions, not nice. You need to protect your feminine from your family and friends if they've got odious opinions. But the gaslighting is worse. But if you truly are trying to become that masculine that can protect and provide, that's what you need to be doing. You need to practice what you preach. And starting with an apology is the only way. But feeling lost, I'm trying to make this work, but I feel so lost. I don't know what to do or say anymore, and it's just easier to stay in silence. That's your current limiting beliefs, that they're better off without you, to stay in silence. Will I just hurt them again? So what should your next moves be? What do your team advise you to do next? Should this masculine take action towards the feminine? Complicated circumstances. Number 30, but this is New Year's, so that might even be a sign to a call to action before New Year's or by New Year's. Passion, chemistry, lust, that came out in the first part. Happiness, excitement, holiday, maybe taking a holiday to go see them to really reconnect. Explosive hot sex. But celebration, kissing, exhilaration. But there's complicated circumstances, clearly around physical distance, but I think that opinions of others complicates things too. And I think these are the problems that you create in your mind when it comes to this. So they're saying here, first card out with these fireworks, that to me indicates very much you need to take action here, but that your mind, your overthinking mind is getting in the way. You're getting all tangled up here and it's creating hassles that doesn't need to be. It's a very simple action of coming in. I miss you. I'm sorry for how much I hurt you. Having a deep conversation, perhaps planning a trip to spend time together. It doesn't have to be so complicated. But end of a season, I think this is reflecting that they're saying you're coming up to the end of a chapter of healing, and the next step is to take action. You're not at the beginning, you're not in the middle, you're at the end of it. So now is the time to make that decision, make the choice. But this is calling on you to be more open-minded and to see both sides and be empathetic. Perhaps empathy is something that you've been learning to tap into. Maybe you lacked a lot of empathy in the past. Fireworks. $34, emotional release. That's great, especially under hot sex. It's almost like the hot sex with each other is going to create this emotional release. It's like I'm seeing someone crying because the sex is so, like, you're so spiritually connected. But tears of sorrow to tears of joy. But fulfillment, chasing after something. This literally says chasing after someone. What's your next actions? Chase after them, and you're going to have something to celebrate and be happy. All right, last one. Oh no, we've got 2 more, and then I'll get an angel card because I've run out of energy. This is such the life out of me. Yarn. 30 and 34. Number 14 and 9. So the 14th of September could have been significant for you. But the fox, I think part of your overthinking mind is going over how selfish you were in the past, which makes sense to why the feminine is so triggered right now, remembering your selfish behavior and making them feel inadequate, or that they weren't enough for you, that your family and friends thought that they weren't good enough for you, that kind of thing. And the deceit. I think the gaslighting and other people's opinions is what's complicating up here. You're overcomplicating things because you're fearful of admitting to what you've done and taking accountability. That's what you need to work through. And the only way to really cleanse and clear that from your conscience is by taking action, and then through time and persistence, showing up for this person. All right, and the end, mutable. You got the reconciliation card. You're coming to the end of this chapter. They're wanting you to reconcile with this person. Number 9, and the Queen. It's time to reconcile with your Queen. This is another card about being happy, beauty, reconciliation, love, openness. Express yourself with warmth, with gratitude, perhaps even a gift. It literally says a gift. Maybe pink roses are significant here. Doesn't have to be. Maybe just flowers in general, or showing up with a gift. More flat pink flowers on the bottom. And 30 again. 30. Development, virtue, longevity, and achievement. The letter K. This, to me, this middle row is you complicating things in your mind. But these 2 rows here, take action. It's time to I'm actually hearing you going over how much time has passed here, and if it's too late, is blocking you. You need to just go, okay, enough is enough. I need to know one way or the other. Reach out to this person. It's going to end up in reconciliation, but your overthinking mind is still doubting it. You need to push through that. And you're going to feel so much better for having done it. And then even think, why did I wait so long? But it needed to, because you had to go through these developments to evolve and grow, become more emotionally available, take accountability for your bad behavior. So that's your advice, to take action. It has been enough time. It's not too late. Get your ass into gear, get moving, take action here. So, closing message for this collective, please. Celebration. You're going to be celebrating. Again, that New Year's card, the fireworks, the explosive, the hot sex, it's not just about the physical stuff though. Your connection is so intense. I mean, you've got the unicorn and the sea serpent. You're very special. Clearly, you're divine, you're twin flames. Celebrations are ahead of you. If you get out of your own head, get out of your own way, Stop caring what other people think and go for it. Just go for it. Where did I put the book? Oh, it fell, didn't it? Okay. Celebration. I just noticed the full moon in that too. Maybe there's something around a full moon as well. Good news. Cause for celebration is here, and it's time for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. The angels want you to know that this is a light-filled time in your life. You've been working toward making changes, and your intentions have now manifested into form. This is the time for you to fill your heart with a warm feeling of gratitude. The angels ask you through this card to hold strong in this gratitude. You are like a gardener who plants seeds and nurtures them because she has faith that her labors will yield new growth. Keep watering and tending to your seeds, and you will soon see them sprouting through the surface. The angels are your co-gardeners who help you tend to your crop. You can't start growing this abundant future with them until you take action. And you're going to find once you take action, they're telling you there's nothing but celebrations ahead. So why wait any longer? But anyway, ultimately it's up to you. You've got free will, so that's just their advice. So hopefully that helps. And again, Merry Christmas. Hope you have a good night.